One of the great mistakes is to judge policies and programs by their intentions rather than their results. We all know a famous road that is paved with good intentions.
Child protection is one of the biggest businesses in the country. We spend over $12 billion a year on it. The epidemic of state child seizures is no mystery when you consider the financial incentives to do so. In 1974, Walter Mondale spearheaded the Child Abuse Prevention and Treatment Act. After the bill was passed, Mondale himself commented on how the bill would turn child protection into a child snatching business. The bill provided huge incentives for states to grab as many kids as possible and put them in foster care.
Our theory is that the basis for this is the tie to the federal money. That every time a child is not placed in a home, the state of Kentucky, through its cabinet, is losing federal money.
It's an allegation we've seen many times in our 3-year-long investigation of Kentucky CPS, that instead of trying to bring families together, the cabinet forces adoptions to earn more federal bonus money. And it apparently started in 2004 when adoptions in Kentucky ballooned to 724, while the federal bonus money more than doubled, from $452,000 the year before to more than $1 million.
And across the country, states did just that. The number of kids in foster care began to climb dramatically across the country. Now you have to ask yourself, why would legislation be written in this manner? To create an obvious business incentive to grab as many kids as possible. Why would they write it that way? In 1997, President Clinton passed the Adoption and Safe Families Act, a heartwarming piece of legislation. For about a year prior to the passage of this 97 Bleeding Heart legislation, I remember being lambasted in the media with stories showing these poor children whose families didn't want them, who languished in foster care, whose hearts were broken, and how the state could help if only they had more money. It was an outright media blitz to create a myth that the reason that 500,000 kids were in foster care was because of bad parents, and that the state was these poor children's only salvation. But if only they had more money.
She says the concerted effort to take children away and put them up for adoption was so brazen, she actually saw someone successfully place an order for children.
So Clinton and his administration did what all politicians and government officials do. They make themselves look like the champion of children, when in reality, the very legislation they write provided more incentives to take kids, provided more money to the very people who are abducting children for profit.
There's a fundamental economic law which has never been contradicted to the best of my knowledge. And that is, if you pay more for something, there will tend to be more of that something available. If the amount you're willing to pay for anything goes up, somehow or other, somebody will supply more of that thing.